Hi, my name's Stuart Lynch. In this video, I'm going to show you how you, if you have a paid ChatGPT account, can create your own custom GPTs and upload your own content as your knowledge base. I love getting your feedback, so tap the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video and leave me a comment below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to get notifications whenever I release a new video. And if you want to support my work, you can buy me a coffee. A link is in the description. If you have a paid ChatGPT account with OpenAI, as I do, I pay this $20 US per month for this. You can create and use projects and custom GPTs. Now, creating a GPT is only available to paid users and is currently powered by GPT 4.0. Well, you can see here that I've created one here for Stuart Lynch videos. When I select this, I see that it is a GPT of all of the transcripts from my video channel. And I can ask it something like, how can I implement the ability to use the camera in my iPhone app? Now, when I execute this, it'll search the knowledge base and provides me with some instructions. And it also has a link to some of my videos. Well, I can pursue the conversation and go further by asking for some code snippets. Well, this is great. It's like asking myself about something. Well, creating a custom GPT is extremely easy, so let me show you how you can do that. When you're logged into ChatGPT on the web, you can click on your profile and choose My GPTs. You can see that I have a single GPT here that I've made available to everyone. To create a new GPT, you can just tap on the Create a GPT button. And I recommend you go right to the Configure tab. There are relatively few steps, so let me back out of this one now and show you how I configured my GPT. I uploaded an avatar to be used as the GPT image. The name and description are what will allow people to find your GPT and display that information when the GPT is selected, as we've already seen. You can also add conversation starters like I have. This way, your GPT will be more engaging and provide immediate value to users. You then need to provide the content for your knowledge base, and you can see that I have added 8 text files. And I'll get to that in a minute. The idea here is that you can upload different files. Now, you can upload up to 20 files to a custom GPT, and that content can either be PDFs, text, Markdown, or CSV files. The capabilities that I've allowed for my GPT are web search and Canvas. Now, once you have your GPT set up, you can choose how you want to share it. So you can click on the Share button and you'll see you have 3 options. Only Me means you're keeping it just for yourself. Anyone with the link means that you can provide that link to anyone you choose, and if they have that link, they can add that to their sidebar and use your GPT. Or you can choose to add it to the GPT store for other people to discover, and that's what I've done. And you should also specify a category, as I have, and I've chosen programming. No, that's it. Users can find it by exploring GPTs and searching for it. Now, this may be all you need to get started, but I thought I'd also share how I source the content for my GPT, so if you're interested, keep watching. I have over 350 videos on Swift and SwiftUI, and I've created an application called Stuart Lynch's YouTube videos that will allow users to search for videos by tag or by description. And it'll also allow people to watch the videos directly within the app or go out to YouTube for more control. And it also has links to the starter project source code as well as the completed project. And it's available for free from Gumroad, and I'll leave a link in the description. Well, every time I release a new video, the listing gets updated. So as a result, the number of my new subscribers I normally get each month has dropped, but the number of views has remained steady or increased, so I'm okay with that. One advantage of the app is that in addition to tags, you can search not only for the title, but also the description to find what you're looking for. However, that's not quite enough. The downside, as it is for all YouTube channels, is that you can't search for the transcripts to find what you want. So I thought, I know, why don't I create a GPT for that? And I know that I can get the transcripts from YouTube, so I'll create my own custom GPT that will contain those transcripts so that people can use that as an additional resource. In order to get transcripts for my, or frankly anyone's channel or playlist, you have to first be able to get the video titles and IDs for all of the videos that you want to get the transcripts for. And I had ChatGPT help me create a few Python scripts for this, so I want to show you how this can be done. You can download all 3 of these scripts by using the link in the description. It's a zipped archive, so if you're using Chrome, make sure that your permissions allow you to download zipped files. I don't have that limitation if I use Safari. In order to get the IDs for a batch of videos through a script, I want to be able to use the Google API, and that requires an API key. So you'll need to sign in to your Google account. And this is just a regular Google account that I just use for testing, nothing special. And once logged in, you go to the console.cloud.google.com. Then you can tap on Select the Project. From here, you can create a new project. And you can call it whatever you like. I'm just going to call mine YouTube IDs and Titles. And then I'm going to click on Create. Once it's been created, I can select the project. From the navigation on the left, under APIs and Services, choose Credentials. On the resulting page, click on Credential again. And then from the top bar, choose Create Credentials and choose API Key. And this will create an API key that you should copy and store somewhere safe, but not reveal to anyone else to use. And that's why I'm obscuring this one that I've created. Next, click on Enable APIs and Services, and then back at the top, click on the Enable APIs and Services button, and then scroll down and select the YouTube Data API version 3, and enable it. And that's all you need to do. So I'm not a Python expert at all, so as I said, I asked ChatGPT to help me create 3 scripts. One for getting the YouTube video IDs and titles, and that's this first one here. The second will then fetch all of the transcript from those videos, and the third one will consolidate those 350 videos into single files containing up to 50 of those transcripts so that I can upload fewer files to ChatGPT. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create a folder on my desktop that I'm going to call Transcripts, where I'll eventually run my scripts from there. So I can use an Option drag to copy that first script into that folder. If I open that file now in a text editor, I can see that there's a placeholder for the API key that I just obtained. So let me just paste that in here now. Well, this script uses the Google API client to fetch the video titles and IDs from either a playlist or a complete channel if you can provide the playlist ID or the channel ID. I'm not going to go through the script as it's beyond the scope of this tutorial, but suffice to say that it'll generate a text file that will contain an array of tuples where the first item of the tuple is a string containing the video name, and the second is another string containing the video ID. And this is what I asked ChatGPT to deliver, so this is the script. So I'm just going to save that now with my API key embedded. Next, in Terminal, I'm clearing the console and I'm going to change the directory to that path by typing cd and then a space, and then dragging the folder onto the terminal window and pressing Enter. Now I need Python, so let me see what the version of Python is installed on this computer. And I can do that by typing Python space -- version. Well, it looks like it's not here and I'm on my Mac, but after doing some research, I discovered that on a Mac, it's Python 3 that's installed, and I can verify that with another version request for Python 3 this time. So I should be able to use that Python version to run that script that's in that directory folder now, since I'm in that directory. So I'm just going to type Python 3 with the space, and then fetch underscore YouTube underscore videos.py. That's the name of the file. When I do that, though, it tells me that line 1 requires an import, which I don't have. And this is the Google API for Python. Well, I should be able to get that by issuing another Python 3 command with a -m flag and followed by pip install Google-API-Python-client. Well, this fails horribly because on the Mac, the environment is externally managed. So we could use Brew to install it if it was actually contained within Brew, or we could create a virtual environment, and that's the easiest thing to do. So let me clear the console once more and enter another command, Python 3-m.venv for virtual environment, followed by videos_env. That's my environment name. So it creates that virtual environment. And then we can activate it with the command source-videos_env/bin/activate. Now that it's active, I can press the up arrow to go back and fetch that command in terminal that failed the last time to install the Python client. And when I press enter, this time it's successful. So let me clear the screen once more and then use the up arrow again to run the command that will fetch the YouTube video script. Well, this script runs now and it's asking us a question. Do we want to fetch the video list from a playlist by playlist ID or the complete channel with the channel ID? So let me bring up my browser, and now I'm at my YouTube channel. And I'm not logged in as my channel account though, just a regular user. So I can click on the Videos tab and see individual videos, or I can tap the Playlist tab to see my playlists. If I view the playlist, I can see that the video ID is in the URL. So I could just copy that if I just wanted to get the transcripts for one particular playlist. But I want the entire channel. And I need the channel ID for that, and it's nowhere to be seen here. Well, the trick is to right-click in some empty space and choose Show Page Source. And then if you use Command F to bring up the search bar, you can just type in Channel ID. And you should get lots of hits. And if you go to one, you'll find the ID for this channel. So you can copy it. You can return to the terminal application now and choose 2 for fetching videos by channel ID, and then paste the ID in, and then press enter. And then in short order, you'll see that it's telling me that it's saved 452 videos to the transcripts directory in a file called channel_videos.txt. Well, I can open this in a text editor, and I can see that it's created an array of tuples with the title first and the ID second, and both are strings. It's exactly what I wanted. Now, not all of these are my SwiftUI videos, though. I had a life before SwiftUI, so some of the videos are not relevant. So I'm going to clean up this list a bit. First, though, let me move it out onto the desktop because it doesn't belong here anymore, and I can remove the Python script as well. Okay, I've cleared up the array now, and I have it on my desktop. Well, now it's time to execute the second script that'll fetch all of the transcripts from these videos. So let me copy this entire array first. Now let me move a copy of that get transcripts Python script into my transcripts folder, as my terminal is already in that directory and my environment is set. Well, I can open it in a text editor now, and you can see that there is a videos variable that needs an array of tuples in the format that I just saved. Well, you can also notice that it uses the YouTube's transcripts API to fetch the transcript. It converts it to plain text, then creates a header as a title that will display the title and the URL of the video at the top. Then it writes the file back to the directory. So let me replace that sample array with the array that I just copied to my clipboard. Now back in Terminal, it would fail to run because it needs the YouTube Transcripts API. So first I'll need to install it. And I can do that using a Python 3-m pip install YouTube-transcript-API. Great, that's successful. So let me clear the screen then and execute the get transcripts Python script. You can see that it steps through each of the videos and pulls down the transcript to the transcripts folder using the ID as the title for the text file. It's actually fairly quick considering how many transcripts that it's fetching, but I'm going to speed up the video here until it's done. That total at the elapsed time was just under 5 minutes. Well, now you can see that I have 369 items in this folder. There's the environment folder and the script itself. If I view one of these scripts, I can see that it does have the title and the URL at the top, followed by the entire transcript below. Well, that's what I need. So I don't need this get transcripts file now, so I'm just going to remove it. And then the final Python script is one called Consolidate. If I open it, I can see that it gets the current directory, which is the transcripts directory, and it creates an output directory called Consolidation, which is in that folder. And then it limits the number of files per consolidation to 50. And then it'll go through and join them all together, adding a separator with just dashes in a row between each of the scripts. Now this file requires no modifications, so I can just move a copy into my transcripts folder. It also doesn't require any special imports. So let me clear the console then and just execute that file using Python 3. All the files are quickly consolidated successfully, and you can see in my transcripts folder there's the new consolidations folder. And it contains 8 consolidated files, the first 7 having 50 transcripts and the 8th one the remaining. And if I open up one of them, you can see that it starts with the first transcript and each one is separated with that dashed line. So it was these files that I used to add to my knowledge base in my Custom GPT. All I had to do was upload them. Now I probably shouldn't have uploaded that last one with fewer than 20 transcripts and waited until I had accumulated more, because there is that limit of 20 files. Nonetheless, at the time of this video then, all of my transcripts are in the GPT. And since I'm limited to only 20 files, if I update the GPT once a year with 50 or so videos that I create each year, then I'm still good for another 13 years. And by that time, I'll be lucky to still be around. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and you've learned something that you might want to use yourself. Thanks for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. You can subscribe to my channel to get notifications of new videos. And remember that you can also download my YouTube channel listing app for free and quick access to all of my 350 plus YouTube videos. A link's in the description. And also remember I have a full SwiftUI course available on my Teachable site where you learn how to build a fun, multi-targeted app.